Hello, E-Block. I hope that you are all having an amazing Tuesday and that your week is off to a wonderful start. So I'm going to take a moment to go over your assignment for today, and then I will have you get started, and hopefully you can finish it all in the class period that you have. So today, what you are going to be doing is you guys will be starting to explore the planets that make up our solar system. But today is just to focus on the terrestrial planets. And in fact, you're only going to be looking at Mercury, Venus, and Earth today. So you're going to start by completing this planet personality quiz, which I will get to in just a moment. And then you are going to be doing some work in your research notebooks. So for today, you are going to need the following materials. You will need your research notebook. You are going to obtain what is called the terrestrial planet chart from Miss Mintz. Then you will be using some internet resources provided below, along with some colored pencils. I just want to take a quick moment to remind you what the word terrestrial means and what these planets are. So from Friday's activity, you may recall that word terrestrial, the prefix terra, comes from a root word from the Latin language meaning land or earth-like. So the terrestrial planets are the first 4 planets from the sun: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And they're classified as the terrestrial planets because they all have solid rocky surfaces and are considered Earth-like in that way. So they all have different land features similar to what we have on Earth, such as volcanoes and mountains and other surface features that you'll learn about as you continue to explore them. So going down to the directions, first you are all going to be taking this planet personality quiz. So the way you'll do that is you're going to access the quiz by clicking on this link. So this is just a fun little activity to get you started. You're going to be asked, when you click begin, you're going to be asked some questions about yourself, and your answers are going to lead you to determining which planet you should live on someday based on, some of your favorite things, and maybe what sort of temperature conditions you like, etc. So I'm just curious to see what you guys get. When I took this quiz, I got Mars, which made me very happy because I would love to go to Mars someday. I'm fascinated by the planet, so I was excited that that was my match. So what I'm asking you guys to do, if you look down at step 4, after you take the quiz, I'm asking you to actually email me to tell me your results. I'm just curious. Well, first of all, I miss you all and I want to hear from you. But I'm also curious to see what everyone's future home planet should be based on their personalities. So after you take that little quiz, I am going to ask you all to update your table of contents in your research notebooks. And that is going to be titled Activity 3, Terrestrial Planets, and this will be going on page 6. What you're going to do from there is you will be receiving a paper from your substitute. And it looks something like this. So it's already been trimmed for you, so it should fit nicely on your page, horizontally, I believe. And then you're going to notice that this chart actually looks a little bit different than the one you're looking at on the screen right now, because I have actually filled in the information for Mercury in terms of structure, surface, time, neighbors, and history. And I did this for you so that you have a reference of what your chart should look and sound like when you are completing it for Venus and Earth today, and then for the remaining planets this week. And I want to tell you how I got that information, going back to the directions. So, after you have obtained the chart from your substitute, includes page 6, I am going to ask you to click here to find the information for Mercury. Now, I have already done Mercury for you in your chart. The only thing I did not do was the sketch. Or the illustration. I'm going to ask you to do that before you move on to Venus. But I want you to still take the time today to read this little bit of information about Mercury so that you have a little bit of an understanding of where the information in your chart came from. Mostly, I want you to pay attention to the section below that says structure, surface, time on Mercury, Mercury's neighbors, and quick history. This is the information that I'm actually asking you to put into your chart. So this is where I got all of the information for Mercury. Notice that in the chart you're asked for 2 facts related to the information about structure and surface. I'm asking you to tell me for each planet the length of their day and year. Now remember, the day is how long it takes the planet to rotate or spin around its internal axis. Then the year is how long it takes the planet to go around the sun or rotate around the external axis, which is the sun. I'm asking you to tell me 2 facts about the neighbors and then 1 fact about history. Again, all of this information is directly stated for you. You're just picking and choosing the information you want to put in your chart. When you're taking notes like this, boys and girls, it's important to write as little information as possible while still getting your point across. You do not need to copy this word for word. For example, it says Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. You could just write smallest planet in SS or smallest planet. So, moving on back to the directions. You are going to actually complete the chart today for Venus and Earth. You do not have to go on to Mars. That will be your next day's task. You're going to do the same thing that I did for Mercury for Venus and Earth. And what I mean by that is you'll click on the website that takes you to Venus. You'll read the instructions, you'll read the information. You'll find the information that you need from your chart. You'll find some images of Venus. You will complete the illustration with color. And then you will be moving on to Earth. Once again, we'll do the same exact thing. Here's the introductory information for Earth. Here's the information you need for your chart. Some images to help you with your illustrations. So what you're going to do, boys and girls, is when you have finished your chart for Mercury, Venus, and Earth, I'm going to ask you to do your self-assessment to make sure that you have completed your tasks for today. So this includes, first of all, number 1, have you completed the planet personality quiz and emailed Ms. Fajan your results? I'm going to be looking out for those while I'm away. Have you updated the table of contents in your research notebook to say Activity 3, Terrestrial Planets on page 6? Have you read the information about Mercury even though I already completed that section for you and added your illustration for Mercury to your chart? Have you completed the chart for Venus and Earth, including your illustrations? And finally, have you cleaned up all of your materials and my materials and placed your research notebook in the drawer? If you have done all of these things, you are free of science for today. You may have a study hall with your remaining time. You may read. You may play an academic approved game. And other than that, I'm asking you to have a great day. And I will be back tomorrow with another video to give you your instructions for the day. Have a wonderful day, boys and girls.